Which of the following structures is primarily responsible for regulating blood glucose levels? Answer A. Pancreas.
Which type of igneous rock is formed by the rapid cooling of lava at the Earth's surface? Answer C. Basalt.
Which of the following scenarios best exemplifies positive feedback in a physiological system? Answer A. During childbirth, oxytocin release stimulates uterine contractions, which further stimulates oxytocin release.
Which psychological phenomenon best explains the tendency for individuals to exert less effort when working collectively as part of a group than when working individually? Answer B. Social loafing.
Which of the following best describes the role of mitochondria in eukaryotic cells? Answer B. Cellular respiration.
Which sociological concept best explains the phenomenon where individuals conform to group pressure, even when it contradicts their personal beliefs or values? Answer C. Groupthink.
Which of the following bacterial structures is primarily involved in the regulation of osmotic pressure within the cell, preventing lysis in hypotonic environments? Answer C. Cytoplasmic membrane.
Which of the following factors is most significantly responsible for the formation of coastal upwelling zones? Answer A. The Coriolis effect, deflecting surface currents away from the coast.
Which of the following best describes the primary purpose of a data dictionary in a well-structured informatics system? Answer B. To provide a central repository for metadata about the data.
Which of the following is not a characteristic of a brown dwarf? Answer C. It has a surface temperature significantly hotter than that of a main sequence star.
Which of the following best describes the primary driver of glacial interglacial cycles over the past few million years? Answer A. Variations in Earth's axial tilt and orbital eccentricity.
Which of the following features is not typically associated with karst topography? Answer C. Fjords.
A beam of light passes from air into water. Which of the following properties of the light remains unchanged? Answer C. Frequency. Which bioinformatics tool is commonly used for performing differential gene expression analysis on RNA-seq data? Answer C. DESEQ2.
What is the primary physiological effect of antidiuretic hormone, ADH, on the renal tubules? Answer D. Increased permeability to water in the collecting ducts and distal tubules.
Which type of fossil provides evidence of an organism's activity, such as footprints, burrows, or coprolites, rather than its preserved body parts? Answer B. Trace fossil.
Which of the following terms describes bacteria that thrive in extremely high temperature environments, such as hot springs or hydrothermal vents? Answer D. Thermophiles.
What is the name given to the process where an oceanic plate slides beneath another plate, either oceanic or continental, into the Earth's mantle? Answer B. Subduction.
What psychological phenomenon describes the discomfort experienced when holding two or more conflicting beliefs, ideas, or values, or when one's actions contradict one's beliefs? Answer A. Cognitive dissonance.
What is the primary role of the Atlantic meridional overturning circulation, AMOC, in the global climate system? Answer B. Transporting warm surface waters from the tropics towards the poles in the Atlantic.
What is the primary role of a salt bridge in a galvanic, voltaic cell? Answer B. To prevent the accumulation of charge in the half cells.
Regarding ocean waves, what defines a rogue wave? Answer B. An exceptionally large and spontaneous surface wave that is disproportionately larger than the surrounding waves.
A positive charge is moved from a region of lower electric potential to a region of higher electric potential. Which of the following statements is true regarding this process? Answer C. The electric field does negative work on the charge.
Which of the following straits connects the Atlantic Ocean to the Mediterranean Sea? Answer C. Strait of Gibraltar.
Which terrestrial biome is characterized by very low precipitation, extremely cold temperatures, and the presence of permafrost, which prevents the growth of large trees? Answer C. Tundra.
Which of the following cellular structures is primarily responsible for detoxifying drugs and poisons, and synthesizing lipids? Answer C. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum.
What type of valley, characterized by its distinctive U-shaped cross-section, is primarily formed by the erosive action of glaciers? Answer D. Glacial trough.
What core anthropological principle emphasizes that all aspects of human culture and biology are interconnected and must be understood in their totality, rather than in isolation? Answer C. Holism.
In the embryonic development of bilaterally symmetrical animals, which key difference primarily distinguishes protostomes from deuterostomes? Answer C. The fate of the blastopore during gastrulation.
Which bacterial structure is primarily responsible for flagellar rotation, enabling bacterial motility? Answer C. Basal body.
What is the name given to the region around a star where conditions are suitable for liquid water to exist on a planet's surface, potentially supporting life? Answer A. Goldilocks zone.
Which psychological phenomenon best describes the tendency for individuals to believe, after an event has occurred, that they would have predicted or known the outcome beforehand? Answer C. Hindsight bias.
Which characteristic makes an organism's fossil particularly useful as an index fossil for relative dating? Answer C. It was geographically widespread and existed for a relatively short period of geological time.
Which plant physiological response dictates the timing of flowering based on the relative lengths of day and night? Answer C. Photoperiodism.
Which of the following complexes in the mitochondrial electron transport chain directly receives electrons from FADH2? Answer A. Complex I.
Which bioinformatics tool is commonly used for the analysis and integration of single-cell RNA sequencing data, particularly for tasks like clustering and dimensionality reduction? Answer C. Seurat.
Which of the following brain structures is primarily responsible for coordinating voluntary movements, balance, and posture? Answer C. Cerebellum.
What is the primary goal of semantic interoperability in informatics, particularly when dealing with heterogeneous datasets? Answer B. To enable different systems and applications to understand and exchange data with shared meaning.
Which sociological theory proposes that deviance is not an inherent quality of an act, but rather a social construct that results from the application of rules and sanctions by a dominant group, leading to the stigmatization of individuals? Answer D. Labeling theory.
Which atmospheric circulation cell is primarily responsible for the formation of major deserts around 30 degrees latitude? Answer C. Hadley cell.
What effect does adding a non-volatile solute have on the freezing point of a pure solvent? Answer B. It decreases the freezing point.
Which of the following describes the primary oceanographic condition that characterizes an El Niño event in the equatorial Pacific Ocean? Answer D. Warmer than average sea surface temperatures persisting for several months in the central and eastern equatorial Pacific.
What is the work done by a conservative force on a particle that moves along any closed path? Answer C. It is always zero.
Which of the following deserts is considered the driest nonpolar desert in the world, receiving very little to no precipitation? Answer C. Atacama Desert.
What percentage of energy is typically transferred from one trophic level to the next in ecosystem? Answer B. 10%.
Which of the following represents the correct sequence of events during the prophase of mitosis? Answer A. Chromatin condenses, nuclear envelope breaks down, spindle fibers form.
Which of the following geological features is not typically associated with divergent plate boundaries? Answer C. Deep ocean trenches.
What is the defining research method that cultural anthropologists primarily employ to understand human societies and cultures? Answer C. Participant observation and ethnography.
Which of the following sensory adaptations allows certain animals to perceive electric fields for navigation or detecting prey? Answer D. Electroreception.
Which phase of bacterial growth is characterized by a high rate of cell division, where the population doubles at a constant rate? Answer B. Log, exponential, phase.
What is the name of the boundary around a black hole beyond which nothing, not even light, can escape? Answer A. Event horizon.
What psychological phenomenon describes the tendency for individuals to develop a preference for things or people simply because they are familiar with them, often due to repeated exposure? Answer D. Retrograde amnesia.
What significant evolutionary event, characterized by the rapid appearance of most major animal phyla in the fossil record, occurred approximately 541 million years ago? Answer C. The Cambrian explosion.
Which plant's secondary metabolite is commonly known for its role in defense against herbivores due to its bitter taste and often toxic properties? Answer C. Alkaloids.
What is the primary role of the thick ascending limb of the loop of Henle in the kidney? Answer C. To actively reabsorb sodium, potassium, and chloride ions without reabsorbing water.
Which of the following bioinformatics tools is primarily used for identifying enriched regions? Peaks. In ChIP-seq data, indicating binding sites of transcription factors or histone modifications. Answer A. MAX2.
Which of the following structures is primarily responsible for converting sound vibrations into electrical signals to be sent to the brain? Answer D. Cochlea.
What is the primary purpose of data governance within an informatics framework? Answer C. To establish and enforce policies, processes, and responsibilities for the effective management of information assets.
Which sociological concept describes a state of normlessness or a breakdown of social norms and values, often leading to feelings of disorientation and a lack of purpose among individuals? Answer D. Anomie.